Hi y'all, this is House Guest and I am your host, Kenzie Elizabeth. Think a Gen Z wannabe Martha Stewart meets Dolly Parton trying to live in a Nancy Meyers movie in her 20s. We talk all about life, relationships, navigating your 20s, closing out the bars, or waking up at 5 a.m. depending on our vibe that week. Ultimately, living our best lives and figuring it out along the way. So come hang out. Sometimes I have guests on who do really cool things, some of my best friends, or it's just me and my house that I spend way too much time in. So let's get into the show. Hi, house guests. Welcome back to the show. Today, we are taking a plane and going to Los Angeles. I feel like I am a journalist with boots on the ground, okay? And we are talking to Aspen OVARD. She is as OG as it gets. I love her. I'm obsessed with her. She is everything. She is the moment. And she's got a lot to say right now. So I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. If y'all are watching on YouTube, we are doing a giveaway. I'll be Venmoing 2 people $100 who are subscribers of our YouTube channel, and they comment their favorite part of today's episode or a future guest you guys want to see on the show. So without further ado, let's welcome Aspen on to the show. We have superstar celebrity Aspen OVARD on the show today.
Hello.
Should we start off with our Aspen Kenzie lore?
Yes, we should. Because it goes way, way, way back.
Way back. I'm talking, this was probably 10 years ago.
I think it was. Yeah, because I was not married.
Yeah, this is pre-engagement even.
Yeah. It goes back to when we were in high school, I would say.
Yeah. What
Maybe
year did
right
you graduate
after.
high school?
I graduated 2014.
Okay, so I was 16, so I was a little bit younger. And also I was obsessed with you. So we went on a double date. That's what we did. Getting at?
Yeah,
yes.
The beginning of it.
But I was dating this guy, and I guess you guys were somehow friends. I don't even know how that was a thing. Claudia,
I don't either,
maybe?
actually. Oh, actually, yes, maybe through Claudia.
Yeah. And we were at Disney.
Disney or Universal or something. It was the Playlist Live era in Florida.
Which for podcast listeners, there's so many people.
I know, do they know?
No, I feel like my podcast listeners and my YouTube people are very different.
Yeah.
And that's OG YouTube lore from forever ago. So there were these things that were conventions. Yeah. You guys might know what VidCon is.
Yes.
It's also
Back
so crazy that we were going to these
I know.
things.
I miss that era, but I'm also
so fun.
oh man, that was just a different time.
It was a different time. But they had these conventions. They had one in Orlando. And we went, and then we went on a double date, and it was 10 years ago.
I know. I feel and we have pictures. I wish I would have looked up. It's got to be on a vlog somewhere.
Do we have pictures?
I know that there's a picture of me and Parker that you probably took at. I don't know if we were at Universal, whatever we were at, but I know we spent the day together, going there, literally on a double date, us 4.
No, we were
and we need to look
water.
up the vlog. Yeah.
No, I also was I don't even know if you remember that because this was years later.
No, I do. That's my core memory of you. When I think of you, I'm it's that.
That's a horrible core memory.
No, I think we had fun.
Okay, I'm glad that you have good memories of this. But we were at JACI's baby shower, her baby shower, yeah. And this was in the midst of everything happening too, and then you were there. I'm I don't even know if you remember.
I didn't know if you would remember me. I was wait, we remember each other, right? I knew. We just hadn't seen each other in forever.
This was peak, everything breaking. So I wasn't going to be how is Parker? Just what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How are you? What's new?
Yeah, but I didn't know if you remembered me.
No, of course I did.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's something about you that I feel this way about myself too. I feel you're actually very invested in internet lore. I feel you know a lot more.
I'm always locked in.
I'm so locked in. What are you locked in on? What things are you locked in on that people wouldn't know?
Oh, that they wouldn't know. Oh my gosh. I was on Ash Trevino TikTok. Were you on that?
I missed that, but I normally would be. It's very out of character.
That was out of character for me. I'm trying to think what else. Because I feel I talk about
I'm currently on Ace Family TikTok.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, I've been deep diving that. No, I was with a friend the other day and we were talking about his fake crash out and we were we have to deep dive that. So we did. And that was 2 weeks ago. And then now there's this whole big scandal and we're oh my gosh, we just talked about this. Nope. And so now we've been sending the TikToks back and forth. So I'm on that one too.
I'm so obsessed with him cheating on her 500 times and then flipping the phone to show the text messages as if there's damning. You would think that they would be you would think it'd be a sex tape that they're sending back and forth the way he goes. And he goes, what is this? What kind of language is this? It's so good.
It is so good. I've been locked into that. And then I feel I'm locked into Secret Lives just came out today, but I feel that's not everyone would think.
You're on it, right?
I went to the Halloween party, and so technically I am at the party in the episodes. I watched it this morning. I woke up to like a bunch of people tagging me in the TikToks and I was like, wait, because they film so much and you don't know what they're gonna like put in. They cut out like so much of what they filmed, you know? So this morning I was like, wait a minute, did I make it? And then I'm on there a little bit. So that was fun.
No, I love like internet culture drama as long as it's not like harmful to people. But I love that stuff because it's such a good distraction.
Yes, it is.
It could be just as much as like having a bad day. The way that like I think like my friends are like there for me is they'll be like, hey, I just got some tea, or like I just had drama.
Same.
It's so good. Or like Lauren, our mutual friend Elizabeth, she like handles like if I need tea at like a certain level, like she gets like the age above us and I get the age below us, so she needs to be caught up. Like she texted me this morning about something. I was like, I'll message you later. Like we just like keep each other in touch, and I think that's just like so beautiful.
I think that is beautiful too. I'm like, what? We'll talk later. I'm like, what tea do you have? Tell me.
No, we'll like add you. Like,
perfect.
Yeah, it's so good.
No, it is a good distraction always.
You have just become like so crazy and fun, at least publicly. Like, I think you're the craziest and funniest girl in the world. I'm also like an Aspen OVARD apologist. I was telling you this week. Like, you could rob a bank and I would find a way for it to be everyone else's fault.
Yeah, we'd be like, well,
they were asking for it.
Right.
They shouldn't have left the door unlocked.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, how did I get in there?
And like, how would that be my responsibility?
Exactly.
Why would I need to be doing that myself?
Yeah.
Exactly. Have you like always been this like funny and crazy, or do you think it was just something
I don't think that I have. I think
you've always been funny though.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say, am I like actually funny? No. Do I think I'm funny? Yes. So like when I'm posting whatever it is, I'm like, I'm so funny. You know, it's like that type of thing. But I definitely have changed my ways a lot in the last few years, especially, I mean, obviously I'm like divorced now. I don't really feel like that didn't like make me this way, but now you just have so much freedom when you get like a second chance at, it kind of feels like a first chance at living, because when you get married so young, like obviously for a lot of people it works out and that's great. And not to say I didn't live my life being married, because I did, but like now it's just, I actually am really grateful that if I was gonna be crazy, it's when I'm older, because I feel like with my brain being developed, you just kind of can keep yourself in check a little bit better than if I was like being crazy at like 21.
Yeah, and you have like responsibilities and things.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm being crazy, but I'm like still in check, I think.
No, and you're crazy in a point that's like funny.
Yeah.
Or like you, even just like the TikToks that you post like in response to stuff, like everything is so funny. What we really need to talk about. And this is, I think, like the way that when you think of me, you think of our Disney double date, okay? Yes. Or Universal or whatever that was.
Yes.
When most people think of you, they think about like, you do not give a fuck. No. Like at all. And that is like such an amazing trait. Like people would actually die and pay like tens of millions of dollars to feel this way. Like, and you never have. Like that's what I always say. I'm like, this isn't a new thing. Like you've actually never cared. How did you become that way?
Obviously, I've done YouTube since I was like 14. So this year, I'm coming up on like my 15-year anniversary. So it's like more than half my life that I've been doing this. And so I try to think back and I'm like, was I always this way? Or did I have to become this way because I've done this for so long now? But I feel like in a way, I have always just been like this. I don't know. So many things are just so like unserious to me. And I feel like you have to have such thick skin when you do a job like this. And the other day, one of my friends was like, oh, I haven't posted on my spam account in forever. I need to like post on it. And I was like, wait, I don't have one of those. And she's like, your whole account like is a spam account. Like you treat it the same. It's just like not that deep. I'm like, you're right. I wouldn't post anything differently on like a spam account. I think that having the freedom to now just be in this like new chapter and new phase of life, I'm like, I don't care. Especially because after all of like the divorce stuff came out and whatever, I just felt like everything was like already out there anyways. And people were like talking about it. Yeah, people are like talking about everything. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just keep talking about whatever. Like, I'm gonna just.
Like, I'm actually gonna be, this is trending. So like, I'm gonna join the conversation.
I'm like, I'm gonna join the conversation. And now I'm like doing this and this and this. And I don't know. I feel like there were so many things I just didn't want to talk about for so long. So now that I'm like in a different phase of life, I'm like, let's talk about all of it. Like, why not?
Were you gonna address it before? Like, did you have a plan to even like say you guys had gotten divorced?
I would have eventually, but I didn't have like a set plan. I kind of have joked like, oh, I was planning to like phase that man out, which in a way I like was. Obviously I wouldn't have like just literally never mentioned him again because I would have gotten questions at some point, but I had been like slowly making the transition. I always felt like all of my content was like me plus him and like plus my kids and whatever when I used to show them. So I think because I was always like in charge of everything, even though people would have looked at it maybe and been like, oh, that's like a couples channel or a family channel or whatever it is, because I was like the head of everything, I was always like, oh, it's me and them. So transitioning it back to like
it
just
also started as just you.
Yeah, I started everything just me and then kind of like brought him into it. And obviously we did do a lot of stuff together and I did lots of like mom stuff and baby stuff and all of that. But I had been working to just kind of take it like back to me, like change the channel name. He wasn't really in the videos anymore. But eventually I would have said something, but I'm not the type to like sit down and like make a statement or
you
like
do like a notes app, like apology
yeah,
thing.
No, I would not have done. That's just so not me to like do anything like that or like a sit down video of like, here's why we broke up or whatever. Like that's just not who I am. That wouldn't be authentic to me at all. I didn't want to talk about it because it was so fresh. Yeah, like I was really going through it a lot when everything like was shared by other people. And so I was just like, I don't know. That's why I didn't talk about it for like months after. Because I was like, I wasn't going to talk about it. And I still don't want to, even if like other people are. Yeah. So eventually I would have, but I had no plan.
It's so gross. Like it's actually so crazy. It got leaked. If you guys are not, the part of me being gross, by the way, is that it got leaked before Austin was like ever going to say anything about it. So that was crazy. And then it was like actually like literally everywhere. But that was the week, for context, that was the week that I saw you and I was like, I was like, because I was like, oh my God, how are you? Like, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I can't ask any question without it like somehow going back to this. So I was like, love your dress. Like,
I was wearing a cute dress that day. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that was like right after. Because my baby, I had just had my baby and she was so tiny. And I remember at the baby shower, she was so tiny. So that was like same time.
Yeah, it was crazy. No, but I think that like you being like funny and crazy in response is like you taking your power back.
That's how I felt too. I obviously ignored it for a little bit because I was like, I just don't want to talk about it. And it was not going to go away, obviously. So then once I was ready, I was like, yep, this is how we're going to go about it. And I don't have any regrets. So.
No, and it gave you like a booming TikTok career.
It did, yeah.
It really is incredible.
I'm a businesswoman.
I'm an entrepreneur. What can I say?
Yeah, what can I say?
Yeah. Okay, going back to like you not caring at all. What were you like before like starting your YouTube channel? Like as a kid, were you just like very headstrong?
Yes, I've always been like that. I've always been kind of, I feel like the same as I am, like very, I don't know if I would say like type A about myself as like a child, but I feel like I was actually. Yes, I've always been exactly the same. So I feel like when I look back, it makes sense to me that I am the way that I am and that I like was the way that I was. And I feel like that kind of like got me to where I am today, like super headstrong, super organized with all the different things that I like needed to do to like get where I am, or like even my schoolwork or doing like school and cheer and YouTube and all these different things. Like it was a lot of different stuff, but it is crazy to look back because I almost can't remember my life before I started this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who was I? Because I was 14. Like I was so young. And I'm like, I don't even know if I have any memories really of before. I feel like my life began and my first memories start like around that time. So it's weird to think about my life before because I'm like, what even was that?
Yeah, I'm like, what 12-year-old like knows who they are?
Yeah. You know? No, not me.
It is interesting though to think like, was I always like this or did YouTube make me like this? Because you don't really have a choice when you're so young. Because I'm sure there's so many like qualities that like maybe would have been a little different had you not.
Yeah.
Guess we'll never know.
I know, we'll never know because I was so little when I started. Yeah.
Have you ever struggled with people pleasing?
No. I don't know. We're good. Okay, that's like so rare.
In certain areas of my life, yes. Weird, like very specific areas of my life, but like overall, it's not my. I have a lot of other problems. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. Same. People pleasing isn't really one of them.
Yeah, I've never had that ever, and I feel like that's like a rare thing. Because that's like such a big thing. That's like one of the most important things I actually want to teach my daughters is to not be a people pleaser. Because I feel like it can just like ruin your life in a way sometimes. Like when that's one of your main things that you struggle with. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to research it. But
you'll be fine. Like they'll just copy you.
Just follow mom's example.
Just be just like me. No, I think too, like when it comes to people pleasing, and like I do weirdly people please like more in business in like certain areas. But I less in like my personal life.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed when it comes to people pleasing is that you always end up pleasing like the wrong people. You're never pleasing the people that like you actually should be pleasing, like the relationships that like actually matter. Yeah. So like you're robbing yourself of everything and then you're robbing everyone else around you that like shouldn't be robbed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like farther out distance people that you're like, wait, why did I do that?
I'm like, wait, well, I don't even care. Like and you're also like not like a great friend. Like, and now I'm like ruining like my life for you. Yeah. It's just like exhausting.
Yeah.
So you are now living in California.
Yes. It's been almost a year since I moved.
You have gone from like being in Utah, even before like all of the craziness of the past 2 years, like you were more so like isolated because you're not like around all these other like influencers. And now you're like in California, you have like all of your friends, you're like on brand trips. Like, are you tired?
No, I'm so happy to feel like I'm living again. Like I was just in such a dark, bad place for so long. And it did feel, there's a big influencer community in Utah and I have a lot of friends, but I like wouldn't really put myself out there to go to like lots of different events or just like the culture there. I feel like I just didn't participate as much as I like do here. So it feels so good to just feel like my life, I'm like living my life again. Because I feel like for so long, I was just not doing that. And it was like so depressing and just going through so much. So now to feel like I have a fresh start out here in like so many different aspects, like obviously getting divorced and then having like, moving and just having, I feel like everything changed. I feel like my world opened up when I moved here and it's so nice to just feel like life is actually fun again.
What was the push that made you want to like start enjoying life again?
I think that I feel like it was kind of slow. There wasn't like just one thing. I definitely think moving helped. Like, and I wanted to move to California forever. Like even before, because I was like when I was married and we were building a home, and then as that took like a couple years, and so as like time went on, I was like, I don't think I want to live in this home. I don't think I want to be married. I don't think I want to live in Utah. But like, how do I move when I don't want to be married and like all these things? Like it felt so complicated and like there was just no good solution or answer to everything. And so once I kind of finally like got that figured out and figured out how to make it work with like not being married but still moving and like all these different things, I feel like moving was definitely the first move to feeling that way. I feel like moving and like actually starting the divorce process. Yeah. Like the combination of those things. But I mean, all of that stuff just takes like so much time. So I don't feel like it was just one day that I was like, okay, I'm ready. I feel like it was just like I slowly was healing from the things that I had gone through. And then it's like, oh, this opportunity pops up and then this one and then this one. I'm hanging out with these friends and doing this and on this trip. And so it kind of just feels like that, like a snowball effect or something that it's like starts going. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, my calendar is like so packed and I have all these friends and all these fun things I'm doing and these events and these trips. And I'm just like, I don't even know how we like got here. But I feel like it kind of was like a slow burn to like get it to be this way.
It is really impressive though, because to even make the change, I think to like to make the move, like people want to move their entire lives and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Also, I would say probably 70% of marriages, they also want to be divorced. Like there's so many like changes that people want to make in their life that they just like never do. So it's very impressive to have, especially to have done it all at once and ending up doing it alone.
I know. And my baby was 3 months when we moved. So it's like wild to have a 3-month-old, be so postpartum, like everything was just crazy. And I was like, I just knew that I had to figure it out and do it. I feel like I don't always have a lot of thoughts of like, oh, I'm proud of myself for this. Cause I'm like, well, I'm just like living my life, like doing what I need to do. But when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to actually be so strong. Yeah. And I am proud of myself for figuring all of that out and like having the strength to make those choices because it is so hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's so impressive. Thanks. If you are needing to go to someone, like who are you going to? Is it your mom?
I feel like probably my best friend, usually. My best friend, or I feel like I could go to like my mom or my sister. I think it kind of just depends on what it is, like what the issue is. I feel like I go to different people for like different things, but I feel like my best friend has always been like my emotional support person. Like even when I was married, it's like interesting to look back and I'm like, oh, she was always who I would go to for like anything like that.
Where does she live now?
She moved, she's in Utah.
Okay.
So we're like far apart, but obviously still keep in touch. We've been best friends for like 10 years. So it's nice to have like the friendship at that point that I'm like, we can not talk for a couple days or however long. We talk all the time, but just like not seeing each other. We used to live right across the street from each other. So now even still being far away, it's nice that I still like have her.
No, that's just really impressive. Like you really should be so proud of yourself because people don't even like, there are people who are in college who hate the college they're at and like they don't even have the courage to transfer colleges. Yeah. That's 30 minutes away. You know, like that is like, that trait is such an amazing like trait. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
I'm like, yay, Aspen.
I did it. I did it. That's how it feels when I look back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. I like survived and made it. Yeah.
Well, and it was like pretty quick too, because when I saw you at the baby shower, you're like, yeah, I'm really wanting to, I don't know if you were wanting to move or if you were just wanting to come to like the vacation place that you were always coming to or whatever. Yeah. But it was like fast.
Yeah, it was. We came here like for vacation pretty much. I'd rented a house for like 2 months and my plan was to like hopefully find somewhere. And then that was kind of like all I knew. I was like, I don't know if we'll go back to Utah and then like pack everything and move or what. I didn't know how it would work out, but I had like a 2-month like rental. And within the first, I think I found my house like right before I got to California. So I like found it and then flew out a couple days later and toured it and then like bought it immediately. So it all just like worked out really quick. And so I like came and then basically just like never left.
It's kind of perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was so nice. It just so like, funny. It feels like it was all like meant to be in that way.
How did you and JC meet to begin with?
She took my engagement pictures. So we met on Instagram.
Wait, I actually did know this. Wait, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember too, like from like an outsider, like Aspen, like when I started YouTube, it was like the group that like it was like you and Lindsay and like Lauren Elizabeth and Emily June and like all of the like OG, like back when it was like beauty gurus and quotes and like no one was really doing like actual beauty videos. This is like before like the Desi Perkins era. And so I obviously, besides our double date, like knew you from like that friend group. And then all of a sudden, like years later, it was like you and like JC and Chelsea. Like, that's actually like so crazy to me. Like, I don't know why. Like people just like weren't connecting the dots like I was because it was a different audience. But to me, I don't know why that just felt so mind blowing. Like,
I don't know why. Crazy. Like how is this happening? I know. Which is so fun when like everybody like knows everybody. I know. Like, I love it. I love that you from like my past like 10 years ago. I'm like, I love that you're at JC's baby shower. Like, how fun is that?
Our really, really great double date.
Yeah. Oh,
we should do another one.
Iconic. We should.
But just like find new partners.
Let's do. We have to do that.
It should be like the 10-year anniversary of our first double date.
Yes. And we
have to find someone.
Okay, we're gonna make this plan after.
You're dating like a lot, right?
Not a lot.
But like you're dating.
I don't, in my mind, that's not what it is, but I might just be in denial because I thought I like wasn't ready. And then all of a sudden it's like happening. And I'm like, wait a minute. But I said I wasn't going to do that.
Well, by
like
a law, I mean
maybe.
like, okay, by the way, by law, I should preface this by like, I don't date at all. So like going on one date is a lot to me. I'm like, wow, good for you.
Like, well, okay, then yes. By your standards,
like,
yes.
By my standards, you're dating a lot and that's a good thing.
Yeah. No, it's been fun.
What is it like dating now? Like, are you just like, this is crazy? Did it feel weird like the first date post-divorce? Were you like, what the hell?
Okay, let me think because I feel like I've said this before, but I'm like so technical that I'm like, if someone didn't say like, I'm taking you on a date, then like in my mind, it's not a date. So like if we just like hung out.
And I also have like revisionist history where like if I looking back no longer want that to be a date, it wasn't a date.
Yeah, you're like, no, exactly.
I'm like, we actually didn't go on a date. So, you know?
Yeah, you're like, actually, no, that's not what that was. That was just two people. But it was definitely interesting because, I mean, I feel like I had been like single for a while. I feel like the timeline of everything feels like so complicated because there was just like so much to it. And like I had a baby and was pregnant and whatever. So it's like, feels like I've been single for a while, but then like not at the same time. But it was very interesting to like just have the freedom to actually do that and to like be out on a date with someone and be like, wait a minute, I'm literally on a date. Or to like kiss someone new. I was like, I haven't done that in, I don't even know, 11, 12 years. Like, this is the craziest thing ever.
Did you ever listen to Kelsey Ballerini's EP, like her divorce EP?
No, but people have told me to.
Okay, well,
and like, I should.
It's literally so good. And she has a song like, I kissed someone new last night. Like,
I've heard that.
Okay, yeah, that's like so you.
Yeah, I need to listen. I know I've heard that, but I need to like lock in.
You need to like lock in because
yeah.
she really, and it's just a couple songs.
Yeah.
It's nothing too crazy and I think you would really like it.
Yeah, I'll have to listen because it was like such a crazy, that was like what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I doing this right now?
Well, especially because you were a child bride.
Yeah.
So 19. Like that'll do it for you. Like,
yeah.
It's also so crazy because like I remember like when you guys were dating and then like engaged and it was this whole thing and like it didn't feel like you were 19 years old.
I know. I felt like it's crazy to look back now because I'm like, oh my gosh, I was literally, I feel like I was a kid. Like I know that's a legal adult, but I say all the time, like I do feel like I made that decision as a kid, but
I think you're a kid under the age of 25. I really
think so
do.
Too.
I look back and I'm like, I count like being an adult as 25. So I think I'm like 2 in adult years because I just think you're a child.
Same.
And like, that's not to say people who get married younger, it works out for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out for a lot of people. But I do think you're a child. Like that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. I agree with that.
You have like this common theme too, like something that I always say on the podcast is like, you're not married to anything. Like nothing is so serious. You can always change it. And like, you really have been this way with like everything in your life. Like if you don't like something, you change it, even to the small stuff. Like it really is, it's like very, very cool.
Thanks. So yeah, even a person, like you're not, even if you're married, you don't have to be.
Yeah, even if you're married, you're not married. So at the end of the day, you're not married to anything.
Right.
And
I
you're
think
like,
that's such good advice because I feel like people get stuck in that. Like sometimes I'll have friends talk about like certain problems or whatever. And I'm like, you realize you can change it though. Like, of course it's always easier said than done, like always. But when you remember that you like literally have free will to go do anything, it's like, wait, you're right. I feel like that's such good advice to like always be saying to people.
Yeah, well, and also like I think you should only be able to complain about, obviously I mean like things that are like not that big of a deal, but like not liking your job in the grand scheme of things is like not a big deal. But like you should only have like a certain amount of time where you can complain about something before you can change it. Like I always say this, like when we're talking about like just different situations, like so many people have like the key to like the cage of their life and they're just like letting it, like they're just like sitting in the cage and that the key is like next door.
Yeah.
Like, obviously when it comes to like making really big life changes, like so much of that comes to like money and like having, like that is different. I more so just mean like things that like you do have control over.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like sit in this prison and like hate your life forever. Like you can change what you can change.
Yeah. I feel like that's such a big, important like lesson for everyone to know and to learn. And I feel like you just, once you like get to that mindset and you're like, you realize that that's true, it like changes your life.
And I think that once you make like one change, it kind of gets addicting. You're like, well, I can change this now and I can change this now.
I feel like that's how my life was. I was like, okay, wait, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. It's like once you realize that, then it feels like you're just so free in a way.
Yeah, it's like you have like proof of concept. Therefore you can do it now.
Wait, this is right.
I'm like, wait, this is a good call. I like this. Okay, so circling back to dating, we're like your first date, like at that point, like I can only imagine, like I just think about like I've never been married. I almost said I've never been dated. I've like I have.
Like I've never been engaged.
I'm like, please. But like, I just feel like going on dates is like so like
the worst.
Yeah. Like
I agree.
Okay.
I've really only been on like, let me think. Cause I'm like, hey, does it count if you go on a date with like the same person? Cause I'm thinking of like the number of people and it's only like 4. So I'm like, I don't have like that much experience, but I've kind of just like hung out. It's like if I click with someone and we're like hang out, whatever. But I am definitely not in a place to want to just be like on the apps, like dating everyone, going on all these dates. That sounds like so miserable.
Like torture.
Yes. Like I don't know when I don't see myself ever getting to that place. I'm like, I would have to be so lonely because that sounds awful to me.
Yeah, to like actually like put yourself out there and
yes.
Like,
no.
How are you meeting these people? Like DMs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you don't need to.
I know. So I'm like, they fell into my lap.
Yeah, you can just keep checking your DMs.
I know. I'm like, I can handle that for right now, but I can't like fully be putting myself out there. And now that I'm single and have gone on dates, I'm like, wait, I actually think dating girls is more fun. So that's been different too. That's been really fun. So that's like mostly what I've done. And I cannot imagine like being on a dating app and like looking for guys and going on dates like that. I don't know if I can think of anything worse.
No, the selection's not great. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
Really,
having to like make small talk.
No,
like
it's really bad. It's really bad. But also I'm trying to like, I should stop saying that. I'm trying to like shift to being like, no, it's fun.
Okay, I'll
like,
change my mindset too.
Macy's kind of good
you.
about that. Like she'll go through like a month where she like wants to go on a bunch of dates. She did this like last year like once and like I think she does it all the time. But like she was like, no, it's fun to like go do all this stuff. And I'm like, what's fun to me is like being in bed at home.
Same.
And I need
I want my show and my snack.
Yeah,
and I want to be in bed by 8.
Literally. And like a matching pajama set. And like someone's calling you about like random like stuff. Like that's like what's fun to me.
Same.
But I woke up the other day on Hinge. I like opened the Hinge app to a message from a guy that just messaged me kisses. And like that made me want to die. And I was like, I immediately unmatched. I was like, I need to delete the app. And like, I don't. Like there's also like great, or whatever. It's just like a sign of the times. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a selection out there. It's like men just messaging you kisses. Like he could say anything else.
Yeah, that makes me stressed. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't like it.
But you're having like a way better experience.
I am. I feel like I've been lucky like with my dating experiences so far. Like people sometimes will ask like, oh my gosh, like tell us your horrible dating stories. I'm like, I don't have any. Like literally I don't have any, which really I've only been on like a couple dates. Like I'm so fresh and new into this, but I don't have anything bad and I feel so lucky for that. And I'm like, how do we keep it that way? I have enough trauma.
I think
I can't handle anything bad. No.
I think it's just like a numbers thing. I have one really bad date story, like horrific, but he kind of like fooled me. Like I feel like we're similar in that like we're not going on like 100 dates.
Yeah.
So like you have to be going on a lot and like putting yourself out there and really doing what you're like probably supposed to be doing in dating. That's like a great dater, like whatever. But like I was fooled by someone who seemed really cool and normal, and then they told me that their like Ferragamo scarf served as an anchor for them in life. No, it was like really bad. So like I think you're gonna be fine because you're not going on like you're vetting them out very well.
Yeah. I feel like I am. So I feel lucky that I've had only good experiences so far, but I'm like, I can't take anything else at the moment.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So
what has been something that surprised you about living in California or just the move in general?
This was something I wanted to do for like so long, but I think how quickly it like changed. I thought that it would be this way, but like I didn't know because I hadn't done it. But the state of just my general mental health to like be somewhere new, like I used to, when I would come home and like go back to Salt Lake, like the second the plane would freaking touch down, I would literally just slip back into like the worst depression. And now it's so nice to come back here and just like actually feel happy, like just feeling happy day to day, which it's not that it's like that surprising, but I think because I was like so low, you kind of just think that's like not possible. It's like, okay, no matter where I am, like life just is hard and sucks and whatever. But to actually like wake up and just feel happy day to day and be like, oh my gosh, I did it. Like I'm here and it feels so good is like so nice. And I feel like I have been more social here too, which I didn't know if I would like, I hope that I would be like that, but it's been so fun. I feel like I've connected with like so many old friends and just I go out and do stuff like I feel like all the time. Like I'm always doing something social. Which is so fun. Yeah. In Salt Lake I just did nothing.
No, and you came back here and it's like you were the most popular girl in town. Like everyone
wants to hang out. I don't know
why. Everyone's an Aspen fan. We were saying this, I'm like, you have done the most insane accidental podcast tour.
I know.
Ever.
Yeah. Like, I can't say no. If it's like my friend, like sometimes I'll get asked to go on random ones and I'm like, I'm like very, very shy. Like when I'm with my friends, I'm like, oh no, you're my friends. Of course I'm not going to be shy. But if it's like someone random that I don't know, I'm like, I'm not very outgoing.
It's kind of intimidating in general.
It is. Though. All my friends have podcasts. So they ask me and I'm like, yes. Like obviously I'm going to go. Like it's not even just like, oh, I'm going to do this podcast. It's like, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
And we're talking. I'm like, we don't ever get to sit and hang out and talk. Yeah.
No, that's what I love about having a podcast is that you really just get to like catch up with people all the time.
I know. It's so nice. Yeah. It's so fun.
What has been like the craziest podcast that you've done? Like what has been like?
Oh my gosh, let me think. Because I've literally done so many. I just did one. Not that it was like that crazy, but I just did Becca Moore's podcast. And she also has been like dating women for the past year. So that I feel like was really fun because most of my friends are like straight.
Yeah.
And so then to like talk to someone who's not, I'm like, wait, I have so many questions. So that one was really fun. And I feel like that was one of the first podcasts where I've been asked like kind of different questions because a lot of the podcasts I went on, it was like during all the divorce stuff that was happening. So I would just kind of get asked about the same stuff. So that was one that was like a little bit different. And so I feel like that was a really fun one to get to like just talk to her and someone that I like relate to in that way. So that was like just last week. So like that was a very recent one, but I feel like that was a fun one.
Yeah, you have seriously been like the most popular girl in town.
I know people just keep asking me to go on. My friends, I'm like, of course, I'm gonna go with my friends. Yeah.
We also are both obsessed with Tyson French.
My best friend, my gay crush.
First off, the most attractive male you ever experienced.
When I pull up, people will be like, what's like your type, like in guys or whatever. And I'm like, for some reason, it's like this guy, like my gay friend. Like why? I pull up pictures. I'm like, look, he's so sexy.
Yeah, but I'm
obsessed with him. Oh, he's so gay.
Yeah, he's so gay.
I have no chance, but
you can maybe like audition and like try and just like hope for the best.
No,
it's never gonna happen.
If we're both 50 and not married.
Yeah, do like a marriage pact.
I'm pretty sure he has that deal with someone else. But I'm like, if that doesn't work out, like, I just love him. He's so fun. He's so funny. I don't know how he's single.
He's the most
he's the best
because he's single and like lives here. Like I feel like it's so much harder like in general. Like I mean I guess at the same time though like maybe you have less of a chance. I just always hear for like all my gay friends like male friends here like in LA it's just like so hard.
Yeah.
But no like he literally deserves the world. Like he does. He's the best funniest person.
I know. That's why I'm like obsessed with him. I'm like he's sexy. He's funny. I love everything about him.
Like literally every single thing he does. Like and he's a good friend too. Like he's just
such a good friend. He's so talented.
Oh my God, he's so amazing. Who are you like following online? Like back to like our internet stuff. Like who do you like keep up with?
I've been obsessed. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I already talked about it a little bit, but season 2 just came out. And like I know all the girls on the show. So I've been locked into like everything they're doing because it's just fun to see your friends like doing something so cool. So I feel like I've been locked into like everything that they're doing. I'm trying to think of like who else. Who have you been following?
Wait, would you ever do reality TV?
I don't know. I always said no, but now that I'm like being crazy, I'm like, maybe I would, but I would have to like know the actual situation and like the details. And I'd be like, you guys have to make sure I look good. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that they like agree to that. They're like, we're gonna edit you however.
Yeah. It sucks because like you have no control.
I know, and I feel like they can make you look crazy like even if you're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know.
It's all in the edit.
Yeah.
People who I follow. Okay, so like I don't follow like real drama accounts, but like I know like I'm very locked into like internet stuff. Like I always know what's going on. I like love Trisha Paytas. Like I
love her.
Love her. And honestly, anytime it used to be BFFs like forever ago when there was ever internet drama, I would like get all my tea from them. And now like if there's something, I'll lock in for like Trisha.
Yeah.
And then I follow people who live in like the North Pole, which is like so interesting to me.
I don't know if I feel like there's a lot of people that I don't actually like follow them, but like I always see their stuff on my For You page. But there's a girl, I think her name's like Cecilia or something. Yeah. Yes. No, I love her stuff.
I like lock into that. But overall, I'm trying to think of like who I really regularly consume content. Like now that I've become such a grandma, like you turned like crazy and I turned into a grandma.
Yeah,
so
we're
like,
in our opposite eras right now.
We need to like find like some common ground that like I can like join that. I used to be crazy and like that was so fun. Like I do miss those days of my life.
Yeah.
But I did get tired eventually.
I know. See, I never had them. So that's why now at 29, I'm like,
you have to.
Well, I missed out. So here I am.
And like I ebb and flow. Like I'll go back.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just like need a nap. Like I'll hibernate for a couple months and then I'll come back and then I'll get like a tequila shot. And then like that is really just kind of like
wakes you up.
Yeah, that will wake me up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, what content do I actually consume?
I know. I feel like I've been so busy the last 2 weeks that I haven't really been. I'm like locked into like Ace Family TikTok and Secret Lives. But other than that, I'm like, what have I been watching? Because I've been so busy.
I know. I'm like, wait, maybe I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like that's really like what I do. But mine's like a lot of it's like business podcasts too. It's not like interesting
that's what
stuff.
I should be doing. Mine are all like gossipy.
No, but like I need like comfort podcasts. Like if I like I love like I need like What We Said to like get me out of that mindset.
Love What We Said. I love Tyson's podcast. I love The Weekly Trash. I feel like those are like the main ones that I listen to.
No love. Yeah. That's like such a good trifecta.
I know. Those are my
oh my gosh, should we talk about our added lore, which like really is you and Macy's lore, but like I was involved.
Yes.
We actually, okay, now that we're on the podcast, we actually should be talking about this here because I don't think we ever addressed this. So on the podcast in like December, or no, the Halloween episode when Macy was dressed as Big Ben and I was dressed as like a sourdough loaf, Macy was talking, because also, sorry, backing up, Aspen blocked Macy like probably 8 years ago. Because Aspen posted a photo and Macy's best friend and her were obsessed with Aspen, and the best friend commented and said like, what is she wearing, and tagged Macy. So Aspen, rightfully so, blocked both
I was in the wrong. Now that I look back, the outfit was really bad. I've always been that way though, that like if anybody says anything that bugs me, I'll just block them. And I'm proud. Like I don't care.
No, and also I will do that if I see someone posting a TikTok about like someone else. I will also do it.
Or if I saw someone like leave a rude comment on your post,
always
block. They didn't do anything to me, and I'm like, no.
No, I'm like, I hate them. Yes. It's over.
Yeah, I'm like, you're done.
You're done. So she blocked them, and then she's over at my house, and I guess this was like maybe around when I saw you. And she said something like, she like told me that she was blocked. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's the last thing I need. I'm like, Aspen sees my profile. She goes to your profile and it says blocked. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is actually crazy. And she's like, Kenzie, I've literally never let the hate comment. I've never, like, Macy's like, that's probably the one time actually that like something like that has happened. Yeah. And they were devastated, by the way. Yeah. They were heartbroken. She was still an avid fan after that. Like, she probably like followed you off her Finsta and was like still watching the vlogs.
Yeah, I think she told me she did. She's like, we had other accounts, don't worry. I'm like, oh, good.
So all that happens. Anyway, we're talking about how you, and I think you've been like commenting on my TikToks or something then. Yeah. We're on the podcast and we're like, okay, great. We'll use this as a platform to get you unblocked because we can then just tag you in the clip. And then I knew that you guys would be able to like squash the beef, right? Yeah. What's so crazy is we had recorded that and it was going up on a Thursday, okay? Wednesday morning, Macy wakes up to like a DM from you and a follow. And she's like, wait, did you like put the episode up earlier or whatever? And I was like, no, but like, isn't that so crazy? And like, so
it was such weird timing.
So crazy.
Because I had known who she was for like a while. And then I don't know, we talked about this like on my vlog the other day. She's like, no, you said that you were like looking for an old Q&A of yours or something. Like I must have been looking for something, like looking myself up, and then her Q&A popped up. And I was like, wait a minute. Because she mentioned it on a Q&A, like on YouTube, like forever ago. And she like had my name in the title. Yeah. And I was like, I know her. Wait a minute. So then I had to go on and like unblock her and like message her and I was like, Queen, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. It was just funny timing.
No, but that's so fair. And it's actually like, it's just hilarious because then Macy was just so excited.
Yeah, she's the best. And then we hung out. And then we had a sleepover and we were literally in the same bed.
like, look at that. That's such a beautiful,
it's a beautiful story of our friendship.
It is such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Okay, so I really also think that, like, being crazy and fun is, like, a wellness practice.
I think so, too. It has been healing me.
It is so healing. Like, if someone is on their journey of being crazy and fun, like, what are your words of wisdom as the craziest and funniest girl?
Oh my gosh. I feel like, okay, like I said earlier, I love that I'm like doing this when I'm older because I feel like I'm making like smarter choices because my brain is like developed now. I feel like tell your friends what you're doing because I'm like always checking in with my friends. Like, I'm good, right? Like, I'm not being too insane. And they're like, yeah, like we're keeping tabs on you. Like, we're making sure
it's also
that you're good.
It's so funny when I'm thinking about like you going to like JACI or Chelsea and talking to them because they're so like not crazy.
Not crazy, no. I'll like check in with JACI. I'm like, how like worried are you about me? She's like, no, like you're good. I think you're fine. But yeah, definitely like let your friends, just don't do it like fully, completely on your own. Or if you were going to be crazy and like you want to have like a late night hookup or whatever, just I think always like be safe. Like literally, this is like the mom in me being like, tell someone where you are, like share your location, blah, blah, blah. Like make sure you're doing all of that. I feel like that is literally like a big part of my advice because I am a mom. So I'm like, someone needs to know where you are, what you're doing. But I think be as smart as you can while still being crazy. Like you only live once, YOLO. And so I feel like that's what I'm like trying to do right now. So I'm like trying to keep myself in check, being like, okay, I'm like literally 29, I'm a mother. I'm like all these things, I have to be responsible. But I do feel like when I look back, I missed out on like that part of life. Like I never had like, not that I'm being actually like really a crazy party girl right now, but I am in this new era where I just like get to have fun and go out and like travel and do things and meet new people. And it's been so fun. And I feel like I just needed that for like personal growth. So just know, I feel like everyone needs that, like needs some type of like phase of that in their life, whether it's later in life or earlier. It's just been so fun and good, but be safe. That's my advice.
I think you probably like throughout life, like you have like many phases of this where you just realize also like you don't have to take everything so seriously. Like there are things in life that are very serious and then there's a lot of other things that are not that serious and like you can have fun and not just like obviously mental health is so different because like there's a chemical imbalance. It's not something that just like it happens and goes away one day, but like trying as hard as you can to like not just like take yourself out of the game. Like you can, you still, I think a lot of it too is like you deserve to have fun. Like you deserve to go do things you deserve to, but sometimes like when you're just so down, you just like lose sight of like you said earlier, but even being the possibility, you know?
Yeah.
So just like live a little.
Yeah, I feel like that's literally just what I'm doing right now. I'm like, okay, I need to make like fun memories. I need to be distracting myself. I've just never been in this like phase of my life before. So I'm like trying to figure out how to navigate it and all of that. But yeah, I definitely live by the motto that like nothing is that deep. Like yes, some things are, but like most things
are not that deep.
And so I feel like that's just what I like go off of. But I feel like I have when I like look back now at the last few months, I'm like, okay, I did maybe like a couple crazy things. And I got very lucky that those crazy things ended up like being okay and like working out. So just always be safe.
What do you think is like the biggest difference in you just like personality wise? Like not something that's like so deep or crazy, but like you from like 20 to 29.
I think just like growing up in the Mormon culture, which like I didn't grow up Mormon, but growing up in Utah, it's like, it's just such like a straight-laced like culture. And I feel like, not that I was like judgy of like certain things, but I just like, my world just felt so small. And so I feel like when I like expanded my world and like met different types of people and stopped like, it's not even like that I started drinking or something, but it's like when I was 26, like that was the first time that I ever got drunk. So even just like, not that that's like a good thing, you know, like I'm not saying like, oh, everyone should go out and like party and be drinking or whatever, but just to like I'm trying to literally think of how to like phrase this.
Like almost like not put so much
pressure on myself to like not do those things. Like if that makes sense, like I don't know. I just kind of like let myself like be free and like explore life. And I feel like I didn't really do that when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to be tied into me saying like, you need to like go drink and party to like do all those things because that's not what it is. But I think just being like so
rigid
rigid with everything. Like I'm not really like that anymore. Like I'm definitely like type A and organized and whatever. But once I kind of like expanded my worldview and just started surrounding myself with like different types of people and different experiences, I feel like it really like changed and shaped me as a person. And I like that so much more than like when I was just like in my small little hometown surrounded by only the same people that I've ever known that are like a lot more conservative and like the same types of people are like the same people that I went to like elementary school and high school with. I feel like opening up my world like really changed me like as a person.
What was your relationship like with the Mormon church growing up? Like I know you didn't like attend, but like what were your thoughts on it?
I did attend a little bit. I went when my dad's family was Mormon and my mom obviously like married into that family. She didn't grow up Mormon, but there were like a couple periods in my life where she was like, okay, let me like check it out. Let me see. And so I obviously like as a kid would go to church with her sometimes. So I have a lot of experience like going there, but I just don't consider myself to have like actually grown up Mormon. But it's kind of just interesting when it's like all you know, like you don't really realize, because that's like really, obviously there are other churches like in Utah, but most people, if they are religious, they are Mormon. So it's like that's kind of, you kind of think that's just like it. It's like, oh, you're Mormon or you're not. Like you don't know there's a lot of other things out there. But I feel like when I was a kid, I didn't realize like how big of an impact that like the culture had on Utah. Like you just kind of think like that's how it is, like that's how the world is. But I do feel really lucky that as I'm older now, like even with my experiences, like growing up there or going to church sometimes, I didn't ever have any like religious deconstructing to do. So I feel like that kind of ties into my life motto that like nothing is that deep. Like I've kind of just always felt that way. And so I feel like I just didn't take it like that serious when I was younger. And I don't really have a lot of memories of like the actual religious part of it or like the things that I learned or like the principles or just like different things that the church teaches. I feel like they didn't like weigh too heavily on me, which is nice as an adult. I don't feel like I had to like unpack a lot of that. So I feel like, yes, it impacted me in a way because the culture is so prevalent in like so many of my like decisions and things, like getting married young, having kids young, all of that. But the actual like religious side of it, I don't feel like ever affected me like that much.
Did you ever feel like it was constricting of any sort, or like was it just so far out of your mind?
I think that it was probably so far out of my mind, and I don't know how, because I feel like a lot of people,
everyone around you is,
and I grew up like, I mean, I had friends that like weren't Mormon too, that are like similar to me, you know, but I feel like I don't, like I look back because I get asked questions similar to that all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how I came out of it with like no religious trauma.
Yeah,
I feel like there are certain things like the Mormon church, not that they, I don't know exactly like the exact words or teachings or whatever, but like certain things that are popular in the culture, like only have one ear piercing, don't wear tank tops, don't get tattoos, like things like that. I feel like sometimes those things, like when I got my second ear piercing, I was like, it was like less than 2 years ago. I was like, I'm crazy. I'm crazy for this. And even still, when I think about tattoos, I'm like, no, like tattoos, like don't like tattoos. And I think that little things like that are like deeply, deeply ingrained in me. Like I don't think they're bad, obviously, by any means, but just growing up being told like, no, like nobody should get tattoos. Like the church doesn't want you to get tattoos, whatever. It's like things like that I feel like are buried deep down that I'm like, I don't have a problem with that, but I know that like my dislike for tattoos stems from that. But anything actually religious, I'm like, I don't know how I came out with like no trauma from that.
It's so interesting with you
like nothing to unpack.
Yeah, like with you being like such a headstrong personality, like I could just see it being something like just like religion of any sort with like any sort of like rules, which there's so many amazing things about religion as well, but like Mormonism just is a lot more strict than like typical. Like I could see it having been something that like annoyed you almost.
I feel like that's actually accurate. Yeah. Okay, I feel like I definitely would have been going like against the grain with a lot of things. Like I remember being younger, and I don't want to say like they tell you not to wear bikinis or whatever, because I'm like, I don't know what the technical things are, but like that's one of the popular things in the Mormon church, just like don't wear bikinis, like be modest, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like I would have definitely in like 7th grade or something, like gone to my friend's pool party, like wearing a bikini, like, yeah, I'm wearing this because I can. And what are you going to do about it? Like, I don't care when everyone else is like in a one piece. So I feel like that does make sense because I have always been headstrong in that way, and like would have definitely just gone against like whatever everybody else was doing just for the heck of it. Cause I'm like, I can. Like, what are you going to do? Judge me. I dare you. Nothing's going to happen because I'm wearing a tank top.
Is Avery like this? Like, what are you guys like personality wise?
We have like similar feelings on like the culture and church and whatever, like growing up in that same environment. But she's not as headstrong. She's like a lot softer of a person. She's more old soul than I am. Like I feel like I'm fresh. I'm like, there's something about me that like, I don't have a lot of experience here on this earth. Like I can tell I'm a little too like feisty in that way, where she's like definitely old soul. And in a lot of ways, I feel like she's always been, I don't know if I would say like more mature than me. I feel like she is in like certain elements. There's other things that's like, okay, well, I'm older and I'm a mom and whatever. So I'm like more mature in certain ways like that. But she's definitely like more mature in like the old soul type of way.
Yeah.
Or if we're ever like fighting or something, it's always her that's like, okay, like let's talk about it. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
And you're like, no.
And I'm like, we're like different in that way. But we're also 6 years apart. So I feel like there's like such a big like gap between us. Yeah.
That is a big gap actually. That's kind of nice though.
Yeah.
Like
it is fun.
Being really close in age with a sister is very hard.
Yeah, I know. I kind of have liked that we are that far apart just because we've always been in like different phases of life. And so I feel like it's good for like comparison. Like there's not as much of a comparison between the two of us when you're like so far apart. It's like, well, we're not meant to be like doing the same thing at the same time because of how far apart we are. And we really haven't been. So it's kind of been like nice in that way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And now you guys get to kind of live near each other for a bit, which is sweet.
Yeah.
That's like
fun.
so cute. Okay, well, this has been absolutely fabulous.
Yes, so fun.
Thank you so much for coming on.
So fun to catch up.
I know,
Thanks for having me.
so great to catch up. And next time we'll be on a double date.
No, we will. No, we have to.
Our 10-year anniversary.
Do that. Okay, perfect.
That
we need to
so
look up.
good.
I'm going to look up the vlog after this and find it because it has to be somewhere.
It has to exist.
I'm sure it does because we used to vlog everything.
Yeah, you did
back in the day.
Back in the day. I was so locked in. Like,
yeah, no, I will find it.
Loved. Okay, where can they find you?
You can find me
Being crazy
anywhere.
and fun.
Being crazy and fun. I feel like I'm mostly crazy and fun on TikTok. And then I get on YouTube and I'm like, wait, guys, we have to be like kind of serious here.
Yeah.
But anywhere, just Aspen OVARD. You can search me. You can follow. I feel like my TikTok is probably like the most fun to follow.
Yeah, your TikTok is like the most fun content. There was a time there when you were posting all the time that like things that were just so funny that like we were like Macy and I were like going to your profile regularly to see if there's something new because it was just so good.
I know. I need to get back on that. I feel like now I'm like less funny on there.
No, you're actually
guys,
still as funny. But you were just doing like outlandish stuff that was just so good.
Yeah.
That you have like a really good like comedic timing and like responses.
Oh,
like
thanks.
you like. And you will like school someone without like actually like in such a like nonchalant way.
Yeah.
You know?
I love to do that. I do.
So
I haven't done that in a while. I need to.
I know. Maybe we should
get back on it. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yay.
So fun.